Krang, I implore you, send me back.
And from now on, the two of them would be known for
Lord.
bickering at each other like an old married couple. Also,
He ain't lying. Every time Shredder and Krang got into it, like, yo, man, y'all fight worse than a married couple. Like, what are we doing here? Hey, yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Blaze here. Back to you with another one here for Venomous Reactions. And today we got ourselves a video here for Fun Fact Films. This is covering like the whole 1987 series of TMNT and when it actually was El Finito. There are some opinions that say that after season 3, you know, the big blowout episode, that could be one, or Shredder Triumphant in season 7, that could also be one, or when they actually went into the Red Sky episodes. You know, there's several opinions about that, but to me, and I feel like it was after season 3, in my opinion. This is coming from hardcore TMNT fan. Like, come on now. I watched all the series and there was some high points and there was some low points. Woo! But we gonna get into this video here for Fun Fact Films to see what his take on it is. So without further ado, let's run it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoons have been around for nearly 40 years, and if you're an
Facts.
80s kid like me, then most likely your first exposure to the Turtles was the original 1987
Hey.
cartoon series, which
All
lasted
facts,
10
bro.
seasons with a total of 193
Woo!
episodes. Any show that lasts that long will inevitably reach a point where it runs out of steam and spirals downward towards cancellation. And a popular belief amongst fans is that the series died in season 8 when the show went through a drastic redesign. But when I was rewatching the series to write this essay, I came to a different conclusion. So in this video, I'm going to explore the history of the original series, offering up 2 possible episodes that may seem like the most popular choices, until finally landing on the episode when I believe the 1987 TMNT series died.
I said that too.
First, Return of the Shredder. The transition from Season 1 to Season 2 resulted in a huge difference in quality in both the animation and writing. Season 1 had a distinct advantage in quality over the rest of the series, because it was created as a 5-episode pilot by the same 2 writers, and the entire season was outlined first, before the scripts were fully fleshed out. As a result, Season 1 had a strong narrative continuity from beginning to end that was rarely seen again for the rest of the series.
That is also facts. Like, the whole animation from the first season and then later seasons, vastly different. But I believe, and I agree, season 1 animation, bar none, the best. And there are some points in later seasons, but season 1, you can't top it as far as animation quality is concerned.
Series. The first season's animation, created by Japan's Toei Animation, boasted the best frame rates and level of detail in the series.
Now this I did not know.
For example, Shredder's armor had a glossy shine, Krang's body had lots of details and textures, and the action scenes were highly stylized. But once season...
But you know what? It makes sense though. Like, I really did not know Toei Animation. Like, the very people behind the whole Dragon Ball series was responsible for season 1 of TMNT. But you know what? It does make sense because, you know, with Toei Animation, they focus primarily on like the details of the character and how smooth the animation is. So it makes sense. But that's one of the facts I did not know. Yo, Fun Fact Films, I applaud you for that one.
2 debuted with Return of the Shredder, the visual quality had dropped significantly because the animation was produced by a different studio. Season 2 also shifted the series' tone to be more lighthearted by brightening the color palette, focusing on stories that prioritized comedy over action, and retooling all the villains to make them more kid-friendly. Bebop and Rocksteady's voices had a higher pitch to sound less menacing, and they behaved with more childish innocence to play up their lack of intelligence. Shredder went from being a mysterious crime lord in Season 1 to become Krang's whiny underling in Season 2.
Krang, I implore you, send me back.
And from now on, the 2 of them would be known for bickering at each other like an old married couple. Also,
he ain't lying. Every time Shredder and Krang got into it, like, yo, man, y'all fight worse than a married couple. Like, what are we doing here? But you ain't lying though when they said like the whole character switch. in season 2 onward, vastly different from when it first debuted, like with the 5-episode pilot, because they wanted to make it kid friendly and appease to the audience more instead of staying true to the nature. And when you have a series like that, that is understandable, but there are some areas that's gonna suffer for it.
Season 2 is when April's Channel 6 crew began to be featured more prominently in the series,
Mm-hmm.
and the episode Return of the Shredder introduced April's lovesick friend and colleague Irma, who would become the focal point of many more episodes in the series, despite being almost universally disliked by fans.
Damn, I can see
Second,
why.
it's Shredder. By this point, the series had become formulaic, stale, and a parody of its former self. But this all changed in Season 8, when the series went through a dramatic redesign inspired by the recent success of Batman the Animated Series that sent ripples throughout the industry with its darker,
That
serious
kind of
tone.
makes sense.
The Ninja Turtles' iconic theme song was changed, along with the title sequence that spliced in clips from the first live-action film, to show that the series was going to be more serious from now on.
And very true, like from Season 8 to all the way to the final season, the whole demeanor of the Turtles, complete switch. Like they were more serious, and there was like the jokesters. I mean, you do have Raphael making a little bit of wisecracks here and there, but mostly the demeanor was absolutely serious. And not just with the Turtles, but also the villains as well. So I get it.
They weren't wrong. The clear blue skies of the classic era were traded for a red sky that would become the defining characteristic of the last 3 seasons. The Turtles looked more menacing, with angular eyes and bandana eye slits. Their voices stayed the same, but their unique personalities were toned way down. For example, Michelangelo never mentioned pizza once throughout the 8th season, and most of the humor was traded out for a no-nonsense dramatic tone. In Season 9, the series would completely jump the shark by getting rid of all the old classic villains to replace them with new ones, namely the supervillain Lord Dreg, and the Turtles would bring on a new ally, the ninja-in-training sidekick, Carter. But the effort to inject the series with new life came way too late, because by this point in the series, most of the nails were already in the coffin.
Not only that, not only was the series dying down, but the whole perspective of Saturday morning cartoons was dying down also, especially on CBS. Especially on CBS because, they had the whole Saturday morning cartoon block. And once that started to fizzle out, it was game over for the whole TMNT series. And you never thought we would see the series again until they started coming out with the DVD sets and them being on streaming sites. So Lord behold, people that grew up on the series have a new sense of life to, go back and watch and relive all the great moments and the flaws. For real.
This leads me to where I think the show really died, which was the end of Season 3 with the episode The Big Blowout.
I said that too.
It's important to remember that the show was initially created with the explicit goal to create and sell toys. After the first season aired a few times, Ninja Turtle toys were selling out everywhere, which in turn increased the demand for more episodes of the show in order to introduce more characters, vehicles, and playsets to market to young viewers. After Season 2, the series was commissioned to be syndicated, so the producers had to increase the show lineup to 65 total episodes by the end of Season 3. But at the end of Season 2, the show only had 18. So they had to produce 47 episodes in the same amount of time it took to create a regular season. So
That's
Season
crazy.
3 is when the series had to compromise quality for quantity across many areas of the production, namely...
They did. And, when you have that many episodes ordered and you try to rush and crank them out as fast as you can, you get them out, but at what cost? Mostly on the animation part, because there's some episodes in episode 3 where the animation was far done, and then there was some that was kind of meh, and then there was others that was like, okay, what the hell are y'all doing? What the hell is this as far as animation is concerned? No disrespect to the series, but the animation, it had its pitfalls. As fun-filled facts, Fun Fact Films. I'm sorry I keep butchering the name, but but I just get caught up in the moment. But he's hitting home on a lot, and I agree with everything.
In its animation, Season 1 and 2 had a few animation mistakes, mostly by mismatching the wrong bandana color with the turtle's voice. But these mistakes became way too common in Season 3.
It's not you, man. It's those anchovy pizzas you eat.
Another problem was that multiple animation studios were hired to keep up with the production schedule, which created a jarring lack of consistency in the art style, because at times the characters looked like they belonged in a Looney Tunes cartoon. The pace of the production couldn't even meet the demands of the voice actors' schedules, because Donatello, Raphael, and Shredder, to name just a few, often had different voices, because the actors weren't available to record their lines, and there was no time to have them come back and do it later. Syndication continued through Season 4, requiring the production of 41 more toy-shilling episodes with very little to offer in terms of interesting characters or storylines, a pattern of low quality that unfortunately would continue to plague the rest of the series even after it went off syndication in Season 5. Which is why on November 28, 1989, the day Season 3's final episode, The Big Blowout, aired on TV, the 1987 TMNT series didn't die, but perhaps it should have. Click a video on the screen for more Ninja Turtle facts and essays right here on Fun Fact Films.
Yo, you ain't lying. Because I did say, like, after Season 3, it should have been like El Finito, but you know, people wanted more of the turtles. People wanted more of the merchandise. So of course you're gonna crank out more episodes and, you know, cater to the audience. And we love it. Don't get me wrong. But it was at what cost? I mean, you have multiple animation studios try to work and try to keep up with the schedule, and he pointed it out, like there was no bounds of consistency to pretty much like solidify like a certain animation style. And honestly, it improved by season 6 and 7, and then so on. We have more consistency when it came down to like a certain animation style. But man, Fun Fact Films, a job well done. A job well done. And I love it. But I want to know, to all the TMNT fans that grew up on the 1987 series, what was your take on this? I want to know. Please let me know down in the comment section down below if Fun Fact Films was hitting home on every single detail in this video. Let me know down in the comment section down below. And as always, thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this one. And don't forget to tell your people across the globe to kick it with your boy just working solid time. And please do follow your boy on social media right over yonder. And this is your boy Blaze saying Chuck Producer. And I will see y'all in the next video. And I am out.